Iran's shadow commander Esmail Qaani has re-emerged with a message of defiance, claiming the resistance front has emerged stronger despite months of conflict. Qaani declared that no force can stand against Hezbollah, describing the group as a central pillar of the regional resistance movement. According to Qaani, Hezbollah's true capabilities remain concealed and have yet to be fully revealed to its adversaries. The Iranian commander also vowed that Hamas would recover and rebuild, despite the heavy losses suffered during the war. Qaani warned the United States and Israel that additional surprises could emerge in the future, signaling that the confrontation may be far from over. Iran's Quds Force commander Esmail Qaani has reappeared in public after spending months out of view during a period of heightened regional tensions. Qaani's return marks his first major public appearance since the outbreak of the Iran-U.S. conflict. Speaking to Iran's Kabar network on June 15, Qaani said Hamas would soon rebuild and recover. Qaani also claimed that the so-called axis of resistance emerged stronger from the conflict despite months of war. Esmail Qaani said, and I quote, "No one can stand against Hezbollah in Lebanon, and everything you have seen from Hezbollah in Lebanon is only the tip of the iceberg. Bab al-Mandab is one of the winning cards of the resistance front, and if necessary, other cards will also be revealed. Do not get involved with the resistance front. Wherever you confronted the resistance, you are left with no dignity," unquote. Qaani claimed the war had placed both the United States and Israel under growing strategic and political pressure. Qaani said Hezbollah stood firmly alongside Iran throughout the conflict and remained a key part of the resistance front. The commander argued that Hezbollah's true military capabilities have still not been fully revealed. According to Qaani, everything seen so far represents only a fraction of the group's actual power. Esmail Qaani insisted that neither Israel nor the United States would be able to defeat Hezbollah. Qaani described the Bab al-Mandab Strait as one of the resistance front's most important strategic assets. The commander warned that additional capabilities could be revealed if the confrontation continues to escalate. Qaani urged Washington and Tel Aviv not to challenge what he described as the resistance front. He claimed previous confrontations had left Iran's adversaries weakened, frustrated, and unable to achieve their objectives. Qaani's remarks signaled that Tehran continues to view allied regional groups as a key source of strategic leverage. As the Lebanon front heats up once again, Mujtaba's key ally Hezbollah has unveiled what appears to be a new missile threat, adding another layer of danger to the northern theater. Footage released by Hezbollah on June 13 appeared to show the launch of a ballistic missile, marking a visible escalation from the group's usual mix of rockets and drones. Military observers who studied the video said the weapon closely resembled Iran's Arman or Babel missile, suggesting a direct link to Tehran's expanding arsenal. The clip purportedly showed the missile being used against Israeli positions in southern Lebanon on June 9, indicating that the system may already be in frontline service. The Babel is described as a single-stage, solid-fuel ballistic missile, optimized for quick, short-notice strikes that give defenders very little time to react. Reports claim this may be the first operational use of Iran's Arman or Babel missile by Hezbollah, signaling a new level of trust and technology transfer between Tehran and the group. Arman, also known as a Babel, is believed to be an Iranian short-range ballistic missile system designed for use in nearby theaters like Iraq, Syria, and Lebanon. It is a single-stage missile that uses solid-fuel propulsion, allowing it to be stored ready to fire and launched with very little preparation time. The system is designed for rapid battlefield strike missions, giving commanders the ability to hit targets quickly once coordinates are confirmed. Its primary role is to strike military targets such as troop concentrations, artillery positions, logistics hubs, and command posts behind the front lines. Mounted on mobile launchers, Arman Babel offers improved mobility and survivability, making it harder for opponents to track and destroy before launch. The missile is associated with Iran's broader, expanding missile arsenal, which Tehran sees as a core pillar of its deterrence and regional influence strategy. Meanwhile, Hezbollah says it carried out 26 separate operations against Israeli forces in just 24 hours, indicating a sustained tempo of attacks along the border. The Iran-backed group claims it used both missiles and attack drones to target Israeli troops, vehicles, and equipment deployed near the front. Hezbollah further claims that its strikes hit Israeli artillery sites, military vehicles, and command centers, though these battlefield claims remain difficult to independently verify. According to these reports, The attacks focused on areas around Maid al-Zun, Bint Jbeil, and Maroun al-Raz, long known as flashpoints along the southern Lebanon frontier. The group also claimed that at least 2 Israeli soldiers were injured during the wave of operations, adding to the tally of casualties from the cross-border exchanges. Notably, fighting in southern Lebanon appeared to ease on Monday following the announcement of a US-Iran deal, suggesting that battlefield activity is now tightly linked to the diplomatic track. However, Israel has vowed that its military will remain in southern Lebanon for now, signaling that it has no intention of pulling back forces simply because talks have advanced. Israeli officials, including Israel Katz, have warned that the IDF will hit back hard if Iran uses Lebanon as a pretext or platform to launch fresh attacks on Israeli territory. Despite having launched the war in lockstep with the United States, Israel was notably not directly involved in the negotiations over the US-Iran deal, deepening a sense of strategic sidelining in Tel Aviv. The latest escalation also comes as Hezbollah released footage claiming to show the downing of an Israeli Heron-1 drone, a long-range reconnaissance platform central to Israel's surveillance over Lebanon's Bekaa Valley. The drone was intercepted above Nal in eastern Lebanon on June 11 while conducting a surveillance mission, indicating the strike occurred during routine monitoring and at a precise time and location confirmed by the group. Hezbollah said the aircraft was downed at 4 p.m. using an advanced surface-to-air missile, a claim that highlights both the timing of the engagement and the sophisticated weaponry the group asserts it employed. The group described the operation as a direct response to alleged Israeli airspace violations over Lebanon, framing the strike as a defensive measure intended to deter further incursions. Military media footage shows the drone being detected and tracked by surveillance systems before interception, providing a step-by-step visual narrative of how the engagement unfolded according to the released material. Visuals indicate the Heron-1 was flying at an altitude of nearly 7 kilometers, suggesting the aircraft was operating at high altitude typical for long-endurance surveillance missions when it was engaged. Thermal imaging footage captured the drone's movement moments before the engagement, offering infrared evidence of its flight path and the moments leading up to the missile strike.
$25 करोड़ गरीब गरीबी को परास्त करके बाहर निकले।
For the good of our nation, let's work together and let's truly make America great again.
The fastest news breaks.
Requested PM saying that look, you will have to speak to Putin and to Zelensky.
The biggest news makers.
The relationship with India is probably the most important bilateral relationship the U.S. will have for the rest of this century.
The capital delivered quite an election result today.
Expert analysis.
The million-dollar question today is how to stop this dance of death.
Ground reports.
I'm standing at the crossroad of the Kumbh Mela. Behind me are more than 100 entry ghats.
Long-form interviews.
Exclusionary politics is reflected in Manipur case as well. You don't bother because this is a small state.
Deep dive into burning issues.
It's often said DRC could be the richest country in the whole world. It's because of what sits underneath.
Why exactly did the US topple the Sheikh Hasina government?
HT videos. We don't just break news, we break it down.